Hello and welcome here to Talk Tennis. Wow, isn't that interesting? That is a different type of intro, but here's my first ever video on the channel, and everything is so new here. Everything is so quiet right now, so thank you to all of you who are joining me. I really appreciate that, really brightening up the place, so thank you indeed for getting involved here. And I want to talk and explain really about why I'm doing this. I want to talk to you in detail really about why this channel means a lot to me and why it's not just something that's completely random. There's a lot of thought that's gone into this, a lot of passion, a lot of motivation behind it, because throughout my whole life I've really loved the game of tennis. I've played it, I've watched it so much, and this is a channel that I've always wanted to do for such a long time now. Most days it's in my mind, is now the right time? Should you do it now? Is this the route to go down? And you never know. In life, you never know when the right moment is. And it is a bit scary, like I say, to be starting all over here, but that's why I want to start this journey now. And I really welcome all of you here who are going to come along with me. I've no idea how many of you they're going to be, but it's going to be fun here. It's going to be a party atmosphere. And let me just explain to all of you now why tennis? Because honestly guys, I am absolutely fascinated by this sport in so many different ways here. I think it's such a unique sport and something that from the outside, it can look simple. You know, if you don't really understand the sport, if you haven't played it probably, you might think that's easy. That is something that anybody could do. But if you watch it here at the top level in particular, you understand immediately this is anything but easy. And I don't really think tennis, to be honest, gets the credit that it deserves there for how difficult this sport is and how demanding it is on you, not only physically. You know, you could be out there for 4, 5, 6 hours at a time in any given match, but it's not just about the physical side. For me, what the most fascinating part is the mental side. This is one of the only sports in the world where you can't run down the clock. You cannot waste time while you're ahead. The only person that can get over the line, the only person that can ultimately secure the win, it's you. You are out there alone until you get over the line. And you could be out there battling, fighting, like I say, for hours on end, desperately trying to get some sort of mental edge over your opponent. I just think it's fascinating to see those mental obstacles out there on the court that you see in terms there of the individual battles of this sport, the matchups that appear week upon week. There's different tournaments, different services, different events that come up, and these become mental wars out there. It is fascinating to see those storylines unravel before your eyes. And I think one of the most beautiful aspects really of the sport, and something I think especially these days in modern sport, it's still so amazing, is that on any given day, any given tournament there, if you're able to come through qualifying, if you're able to get yourself there in qualifying for the event, you could technically turn up and come from nowhere and win. And that win is one that could genuinely change your whole life. In one tournament, in one match, in one moment, you have the opportunity to change everything. And I think that's something there that is really special. And tennis often feels grounded in that way. Of course, there's still huge money at the top of the game, but I think you look further down. You look at the amount of work that goes in there week by week, the traveling, the demands, like I say, physically and mentally. You've got to work so hard to make your dream come true, to make it even possible there. And that's what's also incredible about tennis there. The pressure moment, actually seeing in real time what it means to somebody, not only on the court, not only what it means in terms of sports, but what it means on a personal level there, the personal stories, the meaning behind victory for so many of these players, and actually here gaining an understanding for what pressure is, for what pressure really means. And I just think tennis is such an interesting sport in that way, because there are so many parallels actually between the game itself, in terms of those mental obstacles, in terms of your inner self out there on the court, that you can actually draw genuine comparisons to real life situations too. I've actually seen many different self-help books, for example, that draw upon those lessons and the discipline that tennis can give you in terms of actually trying to turn your own life around. And I've got to be honest here, guys, I am somebody who has struggled with the mental side of things, with mental health there in particular, and I really believe this sport has helped me. I really do believe you, and that is why I feel so strongly, so passionately about it, because there are so many things that you can draw upon, that you can learn from this game in terms of discipline, in terms there of understanding not only outwardly what you're doing, in terms of your outer self, but it's about that inner self too. It's about what's going on inside and handling and dealing with certain moments. So like I say, that is where the passion comes from. That is where the motivation comes from here to make this channel. It's not just about the sport. It's not just about the players and the matches that we see, but there's a deeper meaning. It is really, really about that with me. And I want to go on and say here that it's an opportunity, this channel right here, and all of you that choose to join me, to do something new. Because for the very first time in my life, and I'm incredibly excited about this, and this is also a driving force behind making the channel, I will be attending a Grand Slam tournament this season. I will actually be heading to Roland Garros, the French Open, and I cannot wait for that. It's in May, and this is what I want to do. I want to create this channel here. I want to make videos about tennis, and I want to bring you videos, their vlogs, from the tournament. And who knows what could happen in the future, because obviously tennis is played all over the world. There are so many different tournaments, so many different opportunities to do special things. And could it all start there for me? And it's going to be really interesting to see how this venture goes. I honestly, like I said, I've got no idea. My expectations, I don't know what to expect. But I am excited about it, and it is something, like I say, that does mean a lot to me. And I really do want to make some fun, some exciting, maybe even some helpful content here for you on the channel. And I really do appreciate each and every one of you who can join me on that journey, who is excited by what may be to come here. And what I would like to know in the comments down below as well, guys, is who are some of your favourite tennis players in your lifetime, in history there, of this beautiful sport? Who are some of your favourites? Because obviously I know that there have been so many iconic figures, so many people will be drawn, so many people will be captivated by the big three: Djokovic, Federer, Rafa Nadal. That is obvious. Those are icons not only of tennis, but of sport there in terms of what they've been able to do. They transcend sport, and there's so many others as well in the game, but maybe outside of those names as well, there might be some that aren't such superstars maybe outside of tennis. Who do you like watching? Who do you enjoy watching? What are some storylines that you are really captivated by here today? What is your background in the sport? And maybe what is it to you that makes tennis so special? Please let me know all of your feelings, all of your thoughts in the comments down below, and I will see you soon here for more videos to come, for a new adventure, for a new journey. And thank you, like I say, for joining me, for being a part of it, and for all of your incredible support. Thank you indeed for watching the first video ever released here, and thank you for being a part of Talk Tennis.